Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Paint in iRacing. We finished with the Porsche, so today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today we're going to be learning how to use the iRacing default templates and making something completely unique. And this is something I think a lot of people are really interested in, so let's just get it right into it. For this particular one, I've decided to go ahead and do the national car. I don't do a lot of oval cars. I'm not going to be posting this one because it's not my work, but I figured why not? Let's just do something different. So here we go. We got the national car. This is the template. All I've done is I've gone down here and I've deleted off the base color. I put it in black. A little hint that I got from the forums from Dylan again is I turned the wireframe on. Instead of changing the color, you change the blending mode to difference right here. And so no matter what color you make this now, you can always see the wireframe because it just takes the difference between the color of the wireframe and the one behind it. So you don't actually need to keep changing the colors. A really cool tip. Another cool tip, I found there were problems with using the actions to save your stuff. So it always saved it with the copy extension, and I found, at least for me personally, the way to work around it is, let's see, open the folder here. If you have your file name different than the file you're naming it to, you shouldn't have that problem. So I've gone ahead and I've changed the name of this Photoshop file from my customer ID to just, I called it templates. And so now I can save fine with the action shortcut. So there's a few little things. So the first thing you want to do when you start painting templates is actually figure out what templates you want to be using. I've already gone ahead and done that, but let me just show how you go ahead and do that. So if you go to the edit car, and you can pick your car right here. You have all of these templates here, and these are the ones that we're going to be using. We're actually going to be using 3 of them on top of each other. So you can see that they're nicely gridded out here. And so in this file there's a number of templates, and they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so basically this is in the template in the Photoshop file, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can figure out which one you like here and then go back and then find it in that folder. And so the ones I'm going to be using are, I'm going to be using this guy here. I want this orange piece right off of here. And what I want to do is grab these flames here and tuck them in behind it, behind this stripe. And then the back is empty, so I'm going to use this one. I'm going to take this gradient right in the back part of the wheel here, and then it follows around the back bumper, and use that. So you can find all of these templates if you go to in this particular one, it's the body color one. I think in some of the templates they're actually named something a little bit different. But you go ahead into this folder, you scroll down to the bottom, and then there's a folder called par patterns, and that's usually off when you open the file. If you turn that on, everything turns red and green and blue. And if you go open it up, you can see all of the different car patterns here. I already switched some of them off. Let me turn off like this. So they're pure red. If I open up the brush, you can see it's pure red for the red, pure green for the green, and we go pure blue for the blue. So the blue has none of the red and green in it, the green has no red and blue in it, and the red has no green and blue in it. And that's how this works. That's the reason why this works, is the fact that these are pure colors. So you can go in here and you can just pick them. Here's car pattern 1, car pattern 2, and you can compare it here. Car pattern 2, it's got this kind of thing over the wheels. Okay, I guess they're a little bit different. Oh, here it is, this one here. I guess their name's slightly different. So this is this one, like that, and so on and so forth. So I've gone ahead and I've pulled them out right here, the 3 that I want. So this guy, I want this green piece here. This one I want the flames, so the green and the blue. And this one I want this blue piece right here in the back, and then this piece right here just to fill in the back. And I've got some swatches already done for the colors that I want to make these things. So how this works is using the channels tab. And so the channels, what it does is it separates either all of the red, all of the green, and all of the blue from an image. So if you have an image that's got, let's say, green and blue in it, or a color that's green and blue in it, and you paint a circle on here, it'll appear in both the green and the blue channels. In the green channel, it'll appear as a green circle, in the blue channel, it'll be a blue circle. And then when those two images get merged, you get this cyan color. Okay, so this separates all of the red, green, and blue out of the image. And this is what we can use to separate all the layers out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the templates that I've pulled out here. You just put them on top of everything so that there's nothing on top that can be selected with red, green, or blue that can actually influence your selection. I turn the template on, so I want to take the green off of this guy. So I go into the Channels tab, I just hit green. I can just click on green, and what it'll do is it'll turn everything black except the green, and the green will become white. Like that. So now everything that's green is white, and everything that was either red or blue or any other color is not, or it doesn't have any green in it, is now gone. Now what I want to do is make a selection for all of this stuff that's green so that I can mask it out when I go back to the Layers tab. And you don't want to go in here with the magic wand and pick stuff or use the paint bucket because it can look really crappy. Instead, what you want to do is go to your Channels tab here, go down to the bottom right here, and there's a button here that says Load Channel as Selection. If you click this, it'll open this whole thing up. It'll basically make a selection around all of the white stuff. So you can see I'll click it, and it's made a selection around all of the white stuff. So now the green channel, all of the green in this image is selected. So I can turn all the channels back on by clicking here, go to my Layers tab, come down here, I'll make a new group, we'll call it, I don't know, base paint. Come in here with a rectangle, just draw it over the whole canvas, like so, and it's cyan. I can turn off the templates now, so I can just see the cyan. And now I just hit here, add layer mask, so now it's going to mask us everything except where the green was. So the green stuff will now be visible, right, and it'll be cyan, and everything that wasn't green will be masked off. That. Okay, and so let's just turn my swatches on here, because I had the idea to make this purple, so we'll just make it purple. So that's this first piece. The second thing I want to do, I basically want to do the same thing now. So I'll come in here and I want to do it with the flames, but now I want the green and the blue, so I have to do this twice. Once for the green and once for the blue. So let's go ahead and do that. So go to the channels. So let's start with the green. We pick the green, load it as a selection, turn the channels back on, draw a box, so mask it off. We can turn the templates off, and you can see that it's now loaded in here. And I had the idea of making these flames nice yellow color. And I want these flames behind. I want this stuff here, this purple stuff on top. So I'm just going to drag it down below so that they're tucked in away behind this purple stripe. Now I want to do it again. I want this blue trim around it. So I just do it again. Turn the swatches off. Go into the Channels tab. Pick the blue. Load it into the selection. Come back in. Turn the channels back on. Come back in here. Draw another box. Draw another box. Mask it off, turn off the templates, and now you can see it's got this blue box around it compared to what it was before. And also it looks like there was opposing gradients in here. So there's a yellow gradient going this way, now a blue gradient going that way, but I don't want it to be blue. Let's make it red. So now we got a cool little, let's come in here, a cool little completely unique paint scheme now where you have using basically two pieces of the template, the purple and this purple stripe here, and then the flames as well. So this is actually now a completely unique paint scheme that you wouldn't be able to make in the paint booth. One thing I don't like is this piece right here. I feel like this yellow and red should, or this yellow actually, should come down in front of this. Well, I guess the red as well. Yeah, the red as well. So what I'm going to do this is basically I'm going to basically do this the same way we did the eye on the Porsche when we were making that UIS logo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this layer and I'm going to drag it to the bottom. So the one on the bottom, the one on the top is going to serve for everything except for these pieces here, here, and here, where it actually goes over top of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the brush on the mask, and I'm just going to paint away the areas that I don't want to hide, or that I want to hide, like over here, because I want it to come down behind here, and I want it to come down behind here, and I want it to come down behind here, and I want it to come down behind here. And I'm not being too careful, as you can see. I'm not careful at all about where I'm painting, because it doesn't matter. Because when I turn this on, it's going to fill in the areas by putting it underneath, right? So it's going to fill in the areas and put it underneath. So you'll see when I click it on, now it's kind of tucked in underneath. And you can see if I come in here, you can see now it's tucked in underneath there, because there's the layer on top, which is all of this stuff, so it's on top of the flames, and then the layer underneath here, so it tucks in underneath this little trim piece right here. Okay, so that's using layers to do that, or using masks to do that. So the last thing I said I want to do is I just want to put in this gradient, because the back is a little, let's face it, this is a little bit plain. You can put some logos back here, but you know, let's throw some color in here too. We've got a whole big flaming car. Let's put some pizzazz here. So I had the idea that we'll go ahead and grab this piece here, this piece here, and this piece here. So we're only going to be using a piece of this template, just the gradient that covers the back of the car and nothing else. So what we're going to do is the exact same thing. Turn my swatches off to get them out of the way so they don't influence our selection, and I'm just going to select the blue out. So go into channels, pick the blue, make the selection, turn the channels back on, and now we'll just draw another box, and we'll hit add to mask, and then we can turn the templates off. So you can see now we've got the gradient on here, and we'll leave this blue for now, because I'm gonna change the colors later. You'll see what I can do. But we have the blue, but we also have lots of stuff we don't want in this template. We don't want this stuff on the front, we don't want this stuff here, and we don't want these stripes. So what we do is you just go on the mask, you pick a black brush, and you just paint away the stuff you don't want. In this case, it's all the stuff here. We don't want any of this stuff here, so paint all of this away. Let's get rid of this. Just go over all of it, because sometimes there's stuff on top here. We don't want this piece right here. Let's get rid of that. And this piece here, we don't want that either. We don't want any of this stuff up here, so let's just paint all of that away. Up here, and it looks like it kind of fades back over here as well. We don't want anything over here as well. We don't want any of this. We just want the back. Just paint it away, like so. And it comes up here too. It fades up all the way here, so it's just, as you can see, and it changes this color a little bit right here. So we're just going to come in, we're just going to paint it off there as well. And I'm just gonna quickly go over it like that. I'm gonna actually put it on top, like so, and turn everything off, just to make sure. See, I missed this piece right here. Make sure I got everything. Let's go to this piece here, this stuff here. So now it's nice and clean. I only have the gradients on the back. So we can go ahead, turn these guys back on, drag this guy down here. And so there we go. Now we've got this gradient on the back. Take a look at what we've got. Come on, there we go. And there you go. Now you've got a gradient on the back. So now we've used 3 paint schemes together. But I don't like this blue color. It shouldn't be blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make it. Turn my swatches back on. I'm going to make this a 2-tone gradient, and this is really easy with gradients because it uses opacities, and it kind of fades out the opacity as you go further out. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking I want it to be yellow, but then as it fades out, I want it to like fade out into red. So I'm going to make the top layer first. So I'll change the color. I'm going to make it yellow. And then to do the fades, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate the layer, so. And then I'm going to grab the layer underneath, and I'm going to change it to red. So now you can see it's fading out, right? Because you have a red gradient underneath a yellow one. So any of the areas where you have this change in opacity of the yellow, where it's fading out, you can actually see the red fading out underneath it. So let's take a look what that looks like. And there you go. You have a fade. But I kind of, you know, this is nice, but I want it to fade out a bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this red and I'm going to duplicate it. And this is going to make the red stronger underneath and also extend it out a bit. Because any of the parts where there's low opacity in the gradient, we're going to be amplified when I do this. So you'll see up here, see it's actually stronger. And there's a little piece up here where I I didn't completely clean up. That's okay. Let's save it. And you can see now it's further gradiated even more. And I'm going to go up here, up here with the brush, and I'm going to clean this up. You need to go over all three now. Boop, boop, and boop, just to clean that up. And there you go. I've spent maybe what, 10 minutes on this, maybe, and I've made a completely unique paint scheme from using only the iRacing base templates. Now you can go ahead and throw some logos on here, convert them to smart objects, whatever. Put a logo here, maybe something on the back, and there you go. You've done very little bit of work, and you've got something completely unique. And so I hope everyone goes and tries this. If this is a great tool, especially if you're starting. Even if you're not starting, and let's say there's just a particular aspect on one of the iRacing based templates that you really like, you can just go ahead and just grab that one piece off and then use it. So let's say, you know, you know, you have a paint scheme going and you just like this blue stripe here. Go ahead and just grab that blue stripe right here, or this orange piece right here. Why bother painting it when it's already on here? So you can just use the template, mask everything off, and just use this one piece here. So it's a great little set of tools, and you should use them. I mean, they're there. I mean, why not use them? Some of these things are actually really cool, and some of them are really nice accent pieces that just save you a lot of time. So there we go, using the iRacing base default templates to make a paint scheme, and there's been some people asking about that. So there you go. It's actually pretty simple. So I hope you guys try it out and enjoy, and I'll see you guys when I make my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.